So these are the diaries of a goat farmer, and today we want to talk about that plant that is there. I don't know how many of you recognize this plant, recognize its leaves, but this is a poisonous plant. So if your animals, if the cows, sheep, goat, if they eat this, it's actually toxic and poisonous to them. So it's important to make sure that, like at the farm, you make sure that this shrub or this weed is not there. So at the farm, we discovered it and then we got rid of it. But we got rid of it before I could actually do this video. So we then discovered this thing at home, and I just thought, look, let me actually just share this with you. So, guys, this is what it looks like, and this is called lantana. Sometimes it can have some flowers, sometimes it can have a little black fruit there, but this thing is bad. Please make sure that you actually look for this thing on your farm and actually get rid of it by using like herbicides. You know, you actually spray some herbicides where you find it, and you can just destroy it like that, because this one can actually cause a lot of losses. And yeah, so now we move on to the field. Remember, I was telling you guys that we planted maize, and we planted maize and lucerne. So maize is for the carbohydrates, and then the lucerne is for the protein. So basically, after planting, can you see that soil is it's a sandy soil. So, but it actually, when it rains and stops raining for a bit, and when the sun is actually beating, it actually dries up. So the top becomes like a crust. So that's what happened. So when we planted our seeds, it rained and we were so happy. But a few days later, it stopped raining. And by the time that we're expecting germination, which is in about 7 days' time, the ground was hard and like a crust. So we were so concerned that maybe the seeds won't come out. But anyway, they came out. So 70% of what we did came out. I mean, we had good germination. But can you see that? That's some seed that has failed to push through that crust. So it was just coiling up inside. So it germinated, but because it couldn't push through that crust, it then remained stuck underground. So the guys at the farm, were saying this to say, look, let's dig up in the fields and look at this. So that's actually the maize seed that has failed to, it germinated but failed to push out. So the guys decided to go back line by line and to actually start planting, so that we could, where there were gaps and where we could see that, like there as well, that the seed couldn't push out, we could actually just replant the maize. So that's what we are doing today, guys. So we are doing this manually, going line by line to the areas that we think that we didn't get germination, and then we actually just planting. So if you actually look at this field, you can actually see that in some rows and in some sections, the spacing is good, is what we would like, but in some areas the spacing is actually not what we would like. So can you see that there, from that where you see the maize seed to the other one, can you see there's a lot of space, but there the spacing is fine. So it's a combination of factors. I mean, because we used a manual method, sometimes it could just be someone was dropping in different places. But then also this issue of the maize seed actually failing to push through the hard, crusty surface. So anyway, as a farmer, you just make solutions. So we are going back in there, and we're actually planting within those spaces, the spaces that we think we need to put maize seed. We're actually just putting there. So that's what we're doing now, and it's raining, so we are quite confident that it will be able to push through nicely this time. Yeah, so thank you. Let me just show you the goats now. So guys, these are our goats. The numbers are growing. So this is a combination of Boer goats, hybrids, and locals. So you can see that the Boer goat is bigger than the local. Can you check those two goats that are standing side by side? So you can see that the Boer goats and even the crossbred ones, the hybrid, like the one that you see there, they're actually much bigger. This is because they're taking the characteristic of the back. So basically the idea is to keep reproducing, getting the back in there, and then we produce kids. Then those kids we give them to another back, and so on and so forth until we actually get to pure Boers. So soon we'll be having pure Boers, and the advantage of having like a pure Boers is you can sell in 3 months. 35 kgs it can attain in 3 months, and also the carcass weight is much better than the other goats, and it's very hardy, it's disease resistant. So basically it's a very good goat. So guys, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel and share this, and bye for now.